It's always an interesting idea to somehow limit what happens at the podium, but to me, this is a nearly religious spot, okay? That is the opportunity for the public to step forward and to address their government for grievances. It is literally the First Amendment in the Constitution, absolutely physically personified right here. This is the holiest of holies from a free speech standpoint.
Good evening, Council. I am told about this needle exchange that isn't a needle exchange and it's a distribution instead. I come tonight to implore and plead with you not to allow this to happen to our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rob Berry, followed by Patrick Newman.
So I'm here tonight to talk about, excuse me, harm reduction. And the needle distribution program is one of those things that seems to be coming to Chico whether we really want it or not. I've spoken to Dr. Miller about this, and here is the rationale.
Mr. Berry.
Yes.
You are aware that Vice Mayor Brown has made a request that we will probably be acting on. A request has come up to discuss Vice Mayor Brown's request on a presentation on syringe access programs. And our policies indicate that our agenda items are not to be discussed from business from the floor.
Do you take speaker cards on that item when a council member requests an agenda?
If it were going to be agendized, yes.
So it's not on the agenda?
Well, I can see my agenda here. It says council member requests and Vice Mayor Brown has requested something.
I'll wait for a ruling.
I'm not sure it's going to come as a ruling. I've requested an opinion. Please, sir.
The Chico process of raising issues and then discussing them, whether or not to bring them at a future meeting, there is an APMP that says that does not have public comment. If that is what the mayor is hearing that this speaker is talking about, then you would technically have that argument. If instead he's talking about needle exchanges in general or something else, then he has the 3 minutes to talk about whatever it is that's under your purview.
And the topic that I'm raising here is harm reduction. So
as it relates to a needle exchange?
Pardon me?
As it relates to a presentation on syringe access programs.
Is needle exchange or distribution part of a harm reduction program?
I'm just going to caution you to avoid syringe access programs.
No, sir, I'm not going to avoid the topic that I want to talk about.
Okay, well then.
Either sit me down or allow me to speak, one of the two.
This is an agendized item. You are refrain from discussing the agendized item.
I have a question.
Hang on one moment. Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry, I'd like to hear.
It doesn't, if you have a question for him, please engage him, otherwise I'll ask this.
About the process.
Okay, well, let's have him sit down first and we can discuss the process. Under the presumption that we will continue with this request of Vice Mayor Brown, even in her absence, I'm going to negate that it's part of the agenda and not appropriate for business from the floor.
No question?
No, please. You're out of order.
I have a question about procedure. This is First Amendment right here. I just want to be clear
Mr. Berry,
why I'm being denied the opportunity to speak. I just would like to be clear about it.
Because you are insisting on discussing syringe access programs.
May I ask you a question?
No, please sit down. You're out of order.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
I had one question that
Please.
might be worth council discussion, is that I look at business from the floor as a place for people to speak on items they would not have an opportunity to speak on at any time. And a council request does not provide that opportunity. So I think it would be worth us clarifying that.
If you'd like to make an exception and allow this to alter our rules tonight, I'm happy to entertain that suggestion. But our rules stipulate that. Mr. Newman.
Just to weigh in there just a little bit on that one, I've always understood that what the redundancy you're trying to prevent is on issues where the public can speak. On this one, they can't tonight. So I'm not sure. I hate to agree with Mr. Berry on anything, but I think I'm going to have to on that one.
To limit what people say there has to have an overriding reason or construct, some reason, if you have profanity and this is going out over FCC wires, maybe there's a limitation there. But other than that, you have to allow people to challenge their government, especially us up here.
My hypocrisy, sir, only goes so far.
My hypocrisy knows no bounds, sir.